This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests this morning are from a production that is actually theater production that is actually ending. So this is its last chance to see the show.
It is. We have 4 more performances this weekend coming up. So
Tom Milligan and Deborah Kennedy with the Iowa Theater Artists Company production of Dates with a Nut.
Right.
So. Dates with a Nut.
It is, and it is nutty. This is an ITAC show that they've actually, it was written by Tom Johnson and Meg Merckens several years ago. It's gone through several reincarnations. This past winter, when they were in Texas, where they normally spend their winters, Meg rewrote the show. So some people may have seen it before, and a lot of people have seen it before in different variations, but this is kind of a new script that kind of caught everything up to the new world of technology and different things like that, and different components that brought it 8 years forward from the last time it was written. So it's very fun.
Because it's about, your character is a middle-aged man back on the dating scene.
That's exactly right.
Using internet dating.
Right, goes to the internet dating service to try and find a date, and
which has changed. Internet dating has changed dramatically.
Completely.
Yeah.
Craigslist has been entered into the script now, because Craigslist 8 years ago wasn't a big deal, and now Craigslist has taken on a little bit different kind of meaning now, even within that. So it's kind of fun to do. But it's this middle-aged man who has lost his wife, comes back to try and get into the dating scene. And the fun part of this show is actually the fact that it's myself and Meg Merckens as the 2 characters in the show. My character goes to set up a place where he can actually have his dates at this restaurant. The waitress, Dory, helps him out, and he has three dates that all are played by the same character, Meg Merckens. So you see Meg come on several times, and I just kind of sit there and let everything kind of revolve around me, and she frantically changes clothes with Deb in the background, and it's quite a whirlwind. But it's for those of you who have seen it before, it's a kind of a new version of that. So it's 2.0, I guess.
Yeah, there are 2 actors, 6 characters.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the audience has a lot of fun seeing Meg transform herself into all of these characters, and they are so fun and funny. I actually am a part of the backstage crew. I help her change into all of her many characters, and just listening to the reactions from backstage and how many times both actors have to hold for the laughter. It's just really great, and the audiences are just having a great time with it.
Well, and if one of the characters it's one thing to play different characters, but one of the characters, the waitress, it sounds like she's recurring.
Yes.
She comes back.
So you're in. So it's changing into and out of the same outfit a half dozen times.
Well, basically, Meg, there is a part of the script where there's somewhat of a chase within all of the female characters. Chasing each other.
Oh my.
So yeah, we often joke about there needs to be a backstage cam of all of this going on back here of changing from one character to the next, because basically the speed of that gets faster and faster backstage as well. So it's pretty fun.
So actually, backstage cam.
Yeah, that would be
great,
awesome.
Yeah. That could be really fun. Now this is. It's a quasi-dinner theater presentation. That is to say, there is a meal, but it's you get the opportunity for a little constitutional between having your meal and going to the show.
Yes,
because they're not in the same place.
No,
absolutely. Yes, it starts at the Oxyoke Inn in Amana. And so you get your meal. Bill does a great job at creating a menu for each dinner theater presentation. There's 2 different types of beef options, 2 different types of pork options, catfish and your traditional chicken. But the regular meal, your entree and appetizers are all at the Oxyoke, and then you get your pie and the show at ITAC. So I usually show up to greet the guests. I show up as Dinah, the connection hostess with the mostest. And I make sure that they know where the theater is, and that the fact that the pie is over at ITAC as well. So yeah, I go over there and greet the guests, and props to Bill, because he does such a great job. He's really made the Oxyoke a destination of Amana and for Iowa. Because he just always has a ton of people in there, and he just does a really great job. He and his staff do a really great job at accommodating everyone.
Yeah.
So
love Bill.
Yeah.
And so you have your meal, the first part of your meal at the Oxyoke, and then do people tend to get in their cars and drive over, or do they in fact stroll over?
A little of both.
Yeah.
Some walkover.
Because it's not even, gosh, it's just
like a block away.
Yeah, quarter mile maybe.
Yeah. So, and that's what I make sure that people know, that, it's a block away. It's, in the same parking lot as the visitor center, across the street from the guest house motel. So a lot of times, if people get done with their meal early, they'll do a little window shopping on the way, or take a nice little stroll and go down to the theater and see a show. And
so if you've ever wanted to be on stage, now would be a good chance, because you actually have your pie, because the play takes place in a restaurant.
Oh, sure.
So we have tables on the stage. So you actually sit on the stage and have your piece of pie and your cup of coffee. So very non-threatening environment to have your first roll on the stage.
Well, sometimes, though, you do get a few people that get nervous. They're like, are we going to stay here during the show? And so I kid them. I'm like, well, how do you think we're supposed to entertain these folks, So, but no, yeah. So they get to have their pie on the stage. So
talking with Tom and Deb from the Iowa Theater Artists Company, ITAC for short, about Dates with a Nut. And this is usually we, when you guys come in, we're talking about a show that is going to be running for several weekends, but just because of schedules, we couldn't get you into right now. So the main message is 4 shows left.
Right.
Actually, three.
Actually, 3. Well, actually, 3. We have Friday night and Saturday night at 7:30. The meal, I believe they start seating at 6 for the meal, and you want to make reservations through the Oxyoke. And then Sunday afternoon at 2:30 is the show, with a meal at 1 o'clock. But we're also doing a afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just show only this week on Saturday, because we're doing a special 2:30?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2:30 is the matinee.
Okay. I thought it was 2. Anyway, but it's for the Garrison Lions Club. It's a fundraiser for the Garrison Lions Club, which ITAC has been doing ITAC has been doing for many, many years, and so this is a fundraiser for them, and that one's selling really, really well. So that's another opportunity. So you have 4 opportunities.
So if your schedule didn't allow to do the full dinner or meal and show experience, you could go to the Saturday matinee.
Exactly.
And that's probably a different ticket if you're doing their regular reservations through the Oxyo.
That's you do that through through ITAC, and that's a $20 ticket. But, but the usual the dinner theater is $45 per person for dinner and the show, just like we normally do when we do our dinner theater at the Oxyo.
So if you're doing the dinner, if you're doing the full dinner and the show, that's just a single reservation at the Oxyo. That includes your ticket, so you don't have to make 2 calls. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, it just sounds like a riot, and how much fun to be a part of this show that has been, that the script has to be rewritten to stay timely.
And it's fun, too, because we've had a lot of people come in and say, there has been actually 4 versions of this show that have been done at various locations. And we've had people come in and say, I've seen all 4 shows. And it says, I don't remember that well because it was rewritten. So even though you may have seen the show in the past, it's a little bit different show this time around. So
it's Dates with a Nut from the Oxyoke and the Iowa Theater Artists Company. And people should call the Oxyoke for reservations.
That's right.
But what's the ITAC website if they need more information or want to do the Garrison Lions fundraiser?
The number at ITAC is 319-622-3222, and the website is www.iowatheaterartist.org.
All right, Tom Milligan and Deb Kennedy from the Iowa Theater Artists Company. Thanks so much, and come back in a few weeks and tell us about the upcoming stuff.
Will do.